Hey, everybody, Bob Adams. It is the 9th of June. My gosh, this year's going fast. It's starting to get warm outside. My grass is actually green, and it's getting into the summertime mode around here, and I'm really excited about it. There's a lot of things that are happening. I know that Tony's got a tremendous event coming up that I know we're going to spend some time talking about today. And I also want to give you a heads up on a couple of things that's happening with MaxPlans and with me. Before we jump into it, though, I'm going to turn over to Tony because I know he's got some really cool stuff. Tony, you there?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Bob. Real quick, you guys, I did an audio, I think it was Sunday, it came out Monday, and one of the problems that I'm having is that I got to remind you guys that Bob and I changed our email platform, all right? And it's coming from brightlingalerts@gmail.com, right, Bob? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so because a lot of people are asking me, it's like, look, there's different. I'm getting emails from you guys. It looks like it, but it's from a different site. So it's brightlingalerts@gmail.com. If you're not on our email list or you don't think you're going to send an email to that, Bob will add you to our list. And you guys, that it's just something that I had to do because I had so many emails from completely different projects from you guys. It literally was costing $1,000 a month. And I kid you not, that's how expensive email service is. So we transitioned. We got a better platform, and we have more control of it. And so you guys want to make sure you check that out because a lot of people are saying, hey, when's your next update? It's like, well, I just put an email out Monday. So obviously there's something, missing as far as communication goes. The other thing is, remember, you guys, I'm on YouTube, and there's other platforms. And I get questions from you guys, why can't you put this on a different platform? You guys, I can't. I don't have enough time to record it, to render it, and to upload it and to put it out there and all that stuff. That takes a lot of time just for YouTube. It is not a quick process. That's why I have to have Bob's help. I probably wouldn't even get the stuff done if it wasn't for Bob. But so just keep in mind that's what's going on. But every time we put out an event, if you're a member of YouTube and you've subscribed to us, guess what? You get a little icon that comes up and an alert that we put out an audio, no matter what. But anyways, I just want to let you guys know that, that's how you communicate with us. And then also the emails that we have on this JPEG that if you guys look at the screen. So I'm going to just to update based on the questions that I got from the last audio. And you guys might want to listen to the last audio because I got the people that got the alerts and listened to it, they all loved it. But real quick, you guys, I talked about a rock currency and how it has to compete, because a lot of people are still asking about the rate. What do I think about the rate? Has the war in Ukraine changed anything? And forward-looking, as far as projections on the economy, the global economy coming down the next 5 to 10 years, and nothing's changed. If you remember, the Iraqi dinar is not at market rate. It's at an artificial, and it's based on them printing out more currency. All right, they did that on purpose. I even have records where you can take to a court of law on them doing this, on them talking about. You have General Petraeus. Remember this guy, General Petraeus, one of the top, the people that planned going into Iraq, and talking about, look, the U.S. or the Iraqi dinar is starting to gain, the new Iraqi dinar is starting to gain popularity, and they needed to print more, so its price went down compared to the U.S. dollar. All right, it's an artificial rate, ladies and gentlemen. So what would the market rate be? And that's where my math comes from. You look at what they have to do to compete in the region. You have countries where they differentiate a little bit, but maybe the population isn't so big. Maybe it's bigger. How much oil or energy resources do they have, and other resources, commodities, do they have compared to other countries in the region? And that's where I'm getting the 50 to 60 cent range. All right, and that has not stopped. Now, remember, they want to get it to $1, so it doesn't matter how the world breaks up economically and how that reestablishes itself. It just simply does not matter. They still need to get out from under the U.S. dollar. They're still at the 50, 60 cent range when they start off, and then they'll build it up. But remember what their strategy is to do that. Why 50, 60 cents, and why do they have to build it up? Because they don't know what the economy is going to do. They can't come out of the gate and have a currency that's too expensive. And they need to be able to fluctuate. They need to be able to go down. Did you know that the euro right now, I just checked before, the euro is actually less than the dollar for the first time in I don't know how many years. That's not good for the U.S. dollar because people rather do business with Europe than the U.S. because it's cheaper. You get it? That's not good. So it's kind of weird. The United States is inflation. Our economy is inflation. The world is, but each country has its own way that it's going to handle this. And the one thing that we can't do is that if the value of the dollar goes up, it's like, oh, great. That means that it's going to defeat inflation within domestically in the United States because the prices of everything is going up anyways. Well, that's true, but there's another part to that people don't understand. We have less customers because it's expensive to do business with us. So you have to excuse me, guys, you have to be able to look at all of that, all right? You simply have to be able to look at all that. Now, having said that, Iraq's fine. The U.S. dollar is fine. This inflation that I won't repeat this again because I got a million questions from you guys. You guys, it's a energy price-based inflation, period, end of story. And so if the price of energy goes down, you'll see that inflation go away. One of the things that they do to hide inflation is stop spending. If they can get the public to stop spending, it kind of hides inflation. That sounds kind of weird too, doesn't it? But but that's exactly how they think, or one of the tools that they can use. So there's some odd stuff that's going on, but we will get out of it. It's not a gloom and doom. It's not it's not set up that way. And right now there's an election coming up in November, and so you're going to hear a lot of that rhetoric. All right. And that's fine. It's domestic, Republican versus Democrat. You guys know the routine. Back and forth, demonize, character assassination. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because people watch that and they attach it to the dinar and say, hey, things have changed. Things, what now? You guys, nothing's going to derail Iraq, especially American politics, from them adding value to the currency. So just get that out of your head. The two don't attach that way. It doesn't work that way. They are in their own region. They have their own regional competition and, all that stuff. So they can have an advantage no matter what it is that they can do. But they got to find out what's coming down the road. And if they can't, because nobody has a crystal ball, then what do? You add value to the currency slower. That's all. That's their strategy. If they know what's coming down the road, they can add value to their currency quicker. If they don't, they're just a little bit more cautious on them adding value to the currency from the starting gate, which would be between 50 and 60 cents. So from 50 to 60 cents going up, to just be cautious if they don't know what's coming down the road. And so that's it. It's that simple. You don't need to think outside of that box at all. That is it. There's nothing more to that. And so that kind of covers most of the questions that from the audio that I put out last week, or I should say Monday. It came out Monday. And but here's the thing, you guys. Look, I have an event coming up Saturday, June 11th. And Bob and I are kind of recording this. It's about 8:06 Thursday night. And so we're going to have this out. This will be out all day Friday. And we'll put this out as many alerts as possible. But I'm going to be covering all this, not for the sake of the Iraqi dinar, but for the sake of geopolitics, what's going on, how does the world change. We're talking about Ukraine, Russia, the war, what's going on, what Russia is specifically looking at, and the scenarios. What if Russia wins? What if Russia loses? What if, the what ifs? What paths can be taken? What are the options? What's China? What's their future? What are they doing? And I promise you this, it's all good news. You guys do not realize especially if you're in the United States, you do not realize how lucky you are, how blessed you are. So no matter what happens, how it comes out, the United States is on top. We are supreme. There's nobody about to replace us, ladies and gentlemen. There's nobody that wants to replace us. We're the ones that glue the global economy together. We're the ones who built it. We are the ones who built it. So if it comes apart, so in other words, China depends on us. If we disappear, their shipments, their entire market, who do they sell to? Remember, 40% of the companies in China are owned by Eastern or Western Europe and the United States. All right, so those are out. All right, so now you have just Chinese companies. And if the United States doesn't guarantee those trade anymore through our Navy, China's over with. They're over with anyways. So how does all that stuff play coming down the road? Where does the United States fit? And specifically with you guys later on down the road, how does Iraq fit into what's happening, what's coming down the road? And so I've been prepping for this for about a month. But what it is, it's one of them's a contract, or actually a couple of them are contractors. One of them's a private intelligence company, and there's a couple other minor companies. But you guys, what happened is that I asked if I can bring my crowd. Now they don't know, what type of crowd it is. They don't know we talk about currency. So I've got like 4 different groups there. But the reason I'm telling you this, because a lot of people are asking, hey, what's the address for the event in San Diego? You guys, it's only the live event for them. There's other guests, there's other speakers, and it's only for them only. So what I did is I negotiated to where you guys can come in your own group. We have your own channel, and which is fantastic because after it, I can separate myself, and you guys that sign up can ask me all the questions that you want. I don't care how many hours, how long it takes. When I'm done with my little my preview, which is about 3 hours long, which will start it will start at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and after that, you guys will be able to do a little bit of break, and you guys can ask any questions that you want. And there's one more little thing to that, you guys. You have to buy before Saturday because of the way that these guys have set this up to where you can pay. All right, but if you want to get in on the live event, ask the questions, all that good stuff, fantastic. If you can't, then next week it'll be rendered, and I can send it where it's a download to the people that don't make it, and the people that showed up and want to listen to it again. I'll be able to send that to you. Okay, so you're not going to miss anything, but you have to get it before Saturday, before the deadline is 10 a.m. Pacific time. So just make sure you get it. Like I said, purchase it. Invite your family, get out your favorite beverage, and have a good time and learn and what's coming down the road. The other thing that's kind of exciting about this is after that, I have about 5 or 6 videos that I want to be able to send to you guys that are not mine. It's a recommendation talking about people who can have information that can take to a court of law and understanding what's happening with China, with Russia, globalization, the U.S. dollar, what differences of opinion, right? Different angles. And I think you guys will be very, very happy and very, very pleased with what's happening, what's coming down the road. That's tough. I know you guys, I know where people are at financially. Like I'm in Arizona. And right now the river should be, from, the California side, the Arizona side, full of boats, and it's not. It's a ghost town. It's unbelievable. The poker run that I went to, a jet ski poker run on the Parker Strip, the Parker River, one of the best times. I was just talking to Bob before we did this audio. Absolute blast, but I couldn't believe how many people that were not there, and it was simply because of gas prices. All right, so I know that's heavy, and I know it's but we will get out of this, and it'll be good. It's not forever. I promise you that. And so, what do we have to look forward to? What's coming down the road? How's the world going to change? And you guys will absolutely love it. Bob, do you have anything to add? Is there anything you want to say?
Well, yeah, we're kind of got to some points where lots of things are changing. Just on the gas note, I want to let you know I've got some stuff coming up, medical stuff coming up, and so the hospital called, and we're making appointments to go in and visit with them and get these things taken care of. And they're trying to combine all the appointments as much as possible because the cost of gas for me to drive 20 miles. It's like the whole world is very much aware that the gas is so freaking expensive. It used to be like a drive to our daughter's house, for a 6-hour drive, and when it cost me, maybe $100. Well, now it's like $250. And it's like, yeah, it's a different game. It's a completely different game. It's really fascinating, though. I know that in Tony's presentation is talking about deglobalization and what's going on, and the Russian oil, pipelines are endangered now, and the whole thing is fascinating. If you can sit and look at it without all of the goobly globbly goop that the gurus want to put out there. Just look at the numbers, and that is just, it's intensely interesting to me. Okay, having said all that, I had a couple of announcements I want to make. First of all, as Tony got through sharing, we're using breitlingalerts@gmail.com. Now, I'm sending out these emails from MaxPlans, but I'm using the Breitling Alert Gmail as the return address. So if by chance it happens to say MaxPlans or whatever, don't worry about it. This is Tony's stuff. I've kind of taken over, as Jesus got through saying, doing all of the the work that gets to get things out the door to everybody, which is, I enjoy doing it. To me, it's just a technological football I have fun playing with. And so, yeah, we're doing that. Now, I also have another announcement I want to put out there. We are on the 9th of June. Just as a heads up, at the end of this month, I'm going to be focusing my attention and going somewhere else. And so my invitation is, if you have not, I'm not saying I'm going away, but what I am saying is that I am going in another direction in the way of being able to help people in another way. And so my invitation is, if you are still sitting, poised, considering doing something to get your tax plans ready for this IQD thing, do it now, okay? Do it now. I'm going to send the link along with this notification, your video that you're listening to here, so you'll have the link to be able to make an appointment with me. Make the appointment. Let's have a conversation. Let's make sure you're ready. Make sure you are ready, because this thing is coming. Tony knows it. I know it's coming. When? I don't know. I love to tease it's going to be Friday at 3 o'clock, and everybody gets a good joke out of it, but I want you to take a look at the other side of that. It could be Friday at 3 o'clock. So being ready is really the key. It is the key to making sure you're going to take full advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to satisfy all of your dreams, that bucket list that you may have, to satisfy those charitable desires that I have found 99 plus people, everybody's got this charitable desire going on in their heart. It's marvelous. I love having conversations when they talk to me from their heart about what it is that they want to do. And this is the opportunity to do it. But in order to make it work, guys, you're going to have to make sure that the tax thing doesn't rob you of that dream. And the only way to do that is to prepare now. So that's it I've got on my end. Tony, anything else you want to add, bro?
Yeah, let me close off by telling you guys a little bit more about the event coming up Saturday. The request from these companies was, what is Russia thinking? What's China thinking? What's the United States strategy? We go back in the past, kind of look at what every move that Russia has made based on energy, their oil, every single move. And that will give them the tools to be able to understand what's coming down the road. So it's not, you guys, it's information-based, it's empirical data, but it should be enough information to give you options to think about what's coming down in the future. All right? So how does the United States, what does it do under different energy prices? What does Russia do under different energy prices? How does Russia compete? What about Turkey and the Middle East and the Baltics? How does that play into Russia's energy tactics, United States energy tactics, the geopolitical atmosphere in general? How does China fit into that? And why is what happening now the whole chessboard is changing? It's completely changing, and so you'll get a very, very thorough course on what's happening and some of the options that come down in the future. Now, what these guys are doing is the reason they invite me to put the stuff together, because there's very particular people in these companies, and they want them to be able to project. All right, they're not fortune tellers. They want to be able to project. So the only way that you can project is to interpret the past correctly. And you a lot of you have been to my courses. You have Russia and their active measures versus our tactics, our intelligence and how we work. And so a lot of that's going to change come here in the future. We'll talk about everything. We'll talk about what Russia did, their active measures, how they take over countries, and what they're doing with their energy, the type of tactics that they put out there, disinformation, misinformation, and how we counter it. Same thing with China. So it is very cool. It's going to be a thriller coming up Saturday, and it'd be an honor for you guys to show up. I'd love to be able to sit there and hang with you guys. It'll be a live event. You'll be watching the presentation on your computer. So I'll send you that information. The people that have already signed up, that information is coming out tomorrow. And you guys, that's one of the main reasons that I have to get people signed up before Saturday, 10 o'clock, is because when we get that you've registered, I have to individually send you an invite with the information that comes on the website. All right. And how to sign in and all that stuff. But again, get a couple family members together and, as many as you can pack in that can listen. And I can't wait. And you're all invited to ask questions after. So with that, you got the new email alerts that we get where it's coming from, so you guys understand where it's coming from. And you guys, I can't wait till Saturday. Any questions based off anything that we talked about today? BrightLinkCurrency@gmail.com. And until the next audio, everybody, God bless. Thanks all.